Instead of saying the angel who redeems me from all evil will bless the lads, she was saying the angel who redeems me from all evil will bless the lads. And the husband said to her, why are you breaking it up that way? That's not the way the verse goes. It's the angel who redeems me from all evil will bless the lads. No, evil will bless the lads. And he says, we need to go to the Rebbe. We need to go to the Hasidic master, the Rabbi, and let him decide who's right and who's wrong. And he says, I'm sure I'm right over here. So they go together to the Rebbe, to the Chasidic Rabbi, and he says, she's right. There was a newlywed couple, and, well, I guess they weren't so newlywed because after a few years, they had some children, and this was a Hasidic couple. And what the father noticed, you see, Jews, we have a custom that at bedtime, we say what's called the bedtime Shema. We say the verses in the Torah of the Shema from Deuteronomy, declaring God's oneness, and saying other verses from the Torah and verses from other places in Tanakh, which are said to be of a protective nature, so that when we lie down at night, we have spiritual energies protecting us that we generate with the recitation of these verses. And one of the verses that we say at that time is from Genesis chapter 48, verse 16. And it's called we call it Hamalach HaGoel. That's the Hebrew. Hamalach HaGoel means the angel that redeems, the redeeming angel. And that's the section where Jacob is blessing the children of Joseph. And he says this verse in Genesis 48:16. He says, the angel who redeems me from all evil will bless the lads, and my name shall be called upon them, and the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and they will multiply abundantly in the midst of the land. So that verse is one of the verses that we say every night at bedtime. So the mother in this family, she would sit with the children at bedtime, and it's a popular song. It's a popular Hebrew song. There's different tunes to it, and she would sing this with them. But the husband noticed that she was breaking up the verse in a peculiar way. Instead of saying the normal way, Hamalach HaGoel oti mikol ra, the angel who redeems me from all evil, Yevarech et hana'arim, will bless the lads. The angel who redeems me from all evil will bless the lads. She would pause after the word all, so that it sounded like this. Hamalach HaGoel oti mikol, the angel who redeems me from all, ra Yevarech et hana'arim, evil will bless the lads. So again, instead of saying the angel who redeems me from all evil will bless the lads, she was saying the angel who redeems me from all evil will bless the lads. And the husband said to her, why are you breaking it up that way? It's not correct. And she said, this is the way I've always done it. This is the way I'm going to do it. He says, it's wrong. You're saying evil should bless the lads. That's not the way the verse goes. It's the angel who redeems me from all evil will bless the lads. No, the angel who redeems me from all evil will bless the lads. And they get into a fight. And he says, we need to go to the Rebbe. We need to go to the Hasidic master, the Rabbi, and let him decide who's right and who's wrong. And he says, I'm sure I'm right over here. So they go together to the Rebbe, to the Chasidic Rabbi, and they ask him who's right and who's wrong. And he says, she's right. And he says, how could it be she's right? She's saying evil will bless the lads. How could that possibly be right? And he says, because there is a passage in the Talmud. And what is this passage in the Talmud? Now, this passage is in Masechet Shabbat, Tractate Shabbat, page 119b. It's a very interesting teaching over there. And what it says there is this. It says that when a person returns home from the synagogue on Friday night, Shabbat, as he's returning home from the synagogue, he's escorted by two angels, says the Talmud. One is a good angel, and one is a bad angel, an evil angel. One is tov, good, and one is ra, one is bad, one is evil. And these two angels escort him home. And says the Talmud, when he comes to his home, if he finds the candles are lit, the Shabbat candles have been lit, and the table has been set, and the beds have been made in preparation for Shabbat, so then the good angel declares this blessing. He says, may it be God's will that next Shabbat should be just like this one. And then the evil angel, the Talmud says, is forced against his will to answer Amen, to ratify, to certify, as it were, the blessing of the good angel. But if he returns home from the synagogue and the Shabbat candle is not lit, and the table is not set, and the beds are not made, so then the evil angel declares, may it be God's will that next Shabbat should be just like this one. And the good angel is forced against his will to answer Amen to the blessing of the evil angel. So says this Rebbe to the husband and the wife, what your wife is saying is that evil should bless the children. That means the angel that redeems me from all. Evil, the evil angel should bless the children. It's a blessing that when the man comes home and he sees that Shabbat is ready and the angel blesses that next Shabbat should be like this one, that the evil angel should be forced also to say Amen and to bless the children the family with this Shabbat blessing. And that's the meaning of evil will bless the lads. Now, between you and me, of course, that's not the correct reading of the verse. And this Rebbe was very wise in the way he was able to make peace between the husband and wife in order to explain her way of doing it in a way that suited this teaching of the Talmud. Evil will bless the lads.